Hi everybody, this is Jamal from Jay's Internet Solutions. Welcome to episode 6 of Jay's TV. This is the second week that we're running the show, and I must say that I'm very grateful and thankful to everyone for their support of the first week of Jay's TV. I've got so many messages, emails, Twitter messages, Facebook messages, and I really want to thank everyone for their support. This week we are going to tackle the long tail today, and in the rest of the week we are going to tackle the big five, which is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Flickr. So we're going to talk about all of those things the rest of the week, but today we want to focus on the long tail. The Long Tail is a book by Chris Anderson, and he is also the founder of the term, or he coined the term the long tail. Now, the long tail is linked to the concept of small is the new big, which is the book that I mentioned last week by Seth Godin. And I want to show you a little image here, if you can see it on the video. If you look at this curve here, at the head is where all the big companies always were, and small businesses are now on the long tail, okay? And this book is very complex. There's a lot of sort of things mentioned in here that we are going to get into, but today I only want to talk about the term the long tail, okay? So at the head, we always had the big corporates, the big companies who could reach massive audiences. They could reach worldwide audiences, and they could grow their business in that way. And the people on the long tail are you and I, small business owners, who were always limited in our reach to our potential customers. So the long tail is now been sort of exploded by Web 2.0. So now people on the long tail, the small businesses, have access to a global market. Okay, so everything has changed, and a lot of people are now sort of opting for having a small business as opposed to working in a large corporate, and we did talk about that a bit last week. So on the long tail, people now there are more companies doing more things, and they have access to wider markets. Okay, and a few years ago, myself and Pam Sykes and Joe Duxbury ran a conference called Flying Solo. Pam started off the idea, and then Joe got involved, and I got involved as well. And it was an event for soloists, okay? So you get an entrepreneur, and you get also what they call a solopreneur, which is a entrepreneur that's sort of a one-man show or one-woman show. And these include freelancers as well. And this event was for soloists. That's why it was called Flying Solo. And we had an event in Cape Town. It was packed. The room was packed. We had a good event, lots of speakers, lots of networking. And then we went on to do the same event in Joburg, and also a jam-packed day with a full house. And it shows, as a small example, of the growing sort of move towards entrepreneurship, towards small businesses. And actually what came out of that conference, I learned that freelancers said that people think that they can't find work, that's why they freelance. And they said, no, it's their choice that they do this, right? They want to be on their own, they want to work their own hours, they want to sort of create their own destiny, as it were, in business. So this is a growing trend. Also a company like WordPress, which is a blogging and CMS platform, which I recommend. This website that you're viewing this video on, tv.jays.co.za, is built on WordPress. And WordPress is a big company in the States. Actually, the company is called Automattic, run by Matt Mullenweg. And WordPress has an office, I think it's in Los Angeles, but no one comes to the office to work. They come in there sometimes for meetings, but they don't have to. And their staff complement is across more than 50 cities in the US, but they don't always come to the office, nor do they need to. And that is a growing trend in my business. The same is happening in other businesses that I know in Cape Town. There is a growing trend to not work in a fixed office location. People are working remotely, and people are working at not based on time, but based on outputs. So this is sort of the growing trend for companies on the long tail. Another growing trend that I see is that companies based in Cape Town are starting new businesses. And if you go to those websites of those businesses and you go to the pricing section, you'll see that they are now listing their prices in dollars. Okay, so these are Cape Town companies, and they have they plan to market to the Cape Town community as well as a global community, and they're marketing in dollars, their pricing is in dollars, and that's very interesting. I'm seeing this happen more and more often, and this is a sign of the explosion of the long tail. Okay, so the big brands, the big companies, the Coca-Colas and all these huge companies always had the best opportunities for market share and the best opportunities to sort of expand their businesses. And that has changed now. And these companies will still be there, I think, for a very long time. But there's now opportunities like there were never before for small businesses. So when I started my small business a few years ago, all I could do was flyers, right? I had flyers printed. I actually went to go and put them in the mailboxes, in the post boxes. And I also had, soon after that, a radio ad. But those were not very measurable, nor were they very successful for me at the time. But now we have much more effective ways of marketing, and the social media aspect of Web 2.0 is that marketing aspect for people on the long tail. And we are going to get into more sort of detailed about how to use the long tail and how you can grow your business in that, using Web 2.0 and social media technologies. So that, in a nutshell, is the long tail. Like I said, we are going to go through the book in later episodes, and we are going to explore some of the aspects that Chris Anderson speaks about in the book. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about the value of Facebook, right? Why it's so valuable. And until then, crush it.